Hello, everybody. This is Keisha. I'm one half of the host of the Regal Mindset Podcast show. And today is Friday, October 3rd. I knew it was October. I wasn't sure it was second
Right,
or third, but hey, we on the third today. So welcome. Jay, go ahead and introduce yourself.
right. I am Dr. Joy, the coach, and I am so happy to be here on this Good Friday. And let me tell you, this month it's all about your money, and
Yeah,
we love it, and we're
yeah.
here for it.
Yeah, yeah. So again, we want to to reiterate that the Regal Mindset Podcast show, we have several pillars, and one of those pillars is finance. And for the balance of this month, October, uh, as we end in the third, oh, I'm sorry, the fourth quarter of the year,
Hmm.
we are focusing on finance, right? And so
Right,
tonight's conversation, we talking about financial literacy for the queer folks. It's like a
right.
one-on-one crash course kind of so.
But we understand that all of our audience is not queer, so
Yes.
apply what needs to be applied. But money is money, so we're going to talk about it.
For sure. For sure. Well, listen, I am completely on board with this conversation. Again, I think it is necessary. And as you mentioned earlier, it is not that we are
Hmm.
insinuating that you don't know how to take care of your finances, but what I will say, and or I'll share about myself, I was not taught finances. A lot of the things that have happened to me
Hmm.
financially was either self-taught, uh,
Trial and error.
trial and error, absolutely, and especially in my 20s and maybe early 30s, even sometime today, just a lot of mistakes. And had I had better or more information, or had access to information, excuse me, then I probably or perhaps would have made different choices. And that is
Right.
the key or the premises as why we are having a discussion, so that we are aware of what the opportunities are, where to go and access them, and what it is that would be beneficial to us. So where do you want to start, or where should we start?
Let's understand finances. Let's
Okay.
start there because everybody, I'm going to say everybody, and if I'm wrong, prove me wrong. Everybody who hear finances automatically think of money.
Hmm.
Money is a form of finance, but it's not all encompassed. Just like wealth, money is a form of wealth. Wealth consists of a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
So we have to make sure that we're understanding it. I think the very clicheest thing now is chasing that bag. One, I would never chase a bag. It's not my job to chase a bag
Hmm.
because what you're going to do is put yourself in a predicament to where you're trying to do any and everything to get that dollar and end up in trouble. And that's typically, let's be honest, what happens to a lot of younger black people.
Yeah, I
Y'all
agree.
was chasing Chase, trying to get that bag, and Chase found you. So, the PPP loans, all of it. So we have to get honest. America is a corporation. Everything around America is about you being a corporation. And if you're not structured correctly, you're never going to achieve the American dream. It was preached to us and taught to us that American dream is the white picket fence, the house, the 2.5 kids, the dog, and the husband and wife. But that's not the American dream. The American dream is what the millionaires are living. They participate in capitalism. They know where to put their money. They know how to hide their money. That is the American dream. And and I just told somebody this, I said, until especially black people get the idea that bankruptcy ain't bad, you'll be willing to take more risk, calculated risk. Because if nothing else, our president showed you can file bankruptcy as many times and still be.
Yeah, it's
And
just
I
crazy.
feel right. So it's like when we think bankruptcy, we think we don't hit rock bottom. It's embarrassing. Absolutely not.
Yeah.
I'll put some money away and file it and be up tomorrow. You just got to know how to do it. So we're dealing with finance right now, where we stand. I could confidently say, and no, I'm not a financial advisor, that credit is king. It will soon change to where cash is going to be king within, and I'm for many reasons. One is because they're still lending.
Okay.
So credit is king. But when the systems are when the economy is trying to get itself together, they're going to either raise the rates in lending, where you got to have an 800 credit score,
Mm-hmm.
or it's going to go which way the real estate market is going, where they're estimating in the next by 2030 that it's going to be 70 renter, 30 ownership, and
Mm.
you got to be able to have money to rent.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So the dynamics are changing. So right now, while credit is king, focus on your credit to where you can leverage your credit to fund a business, get the money under the business name so you can usher out your personal and function as a business to acquire assets that generate money,
Yep.
assets that are more valuable. We're talking about gold. We're talking about, honestly, Birkins. We're talking about things like that that is going to appreciate
Art.
regardless of the market. Art, coins. You can go get savings bonds. They still out there. You can get treasury bonds. You can put your money in a compound and interest saving,
Mm-hmm.
high yielded saving. Make the money work for you. Don't go out there to go buy stuff that's going to depreciate. You got a Hellcat, and now that Hellcat is $30,000 underwater. Even now, I think they just had a lawsuit against Rolls Royce
Mm-hmm.
because once you're in an accident, it depreciates below 50%.
Oh wow.
So they had a whole lawsuit. Those are not assets, people.
Right.
Those are liabilities.
Definitely.
An asset is anything that has some revenue generating power. So if you was like me that bought a single family home instead of their first home being a duplex or a
Multi-family.
yeah, you can still make money off of your home. How? If you got a nice backyard, rent that bad boy out. If you got space where you can host something, or you know that they got the veteran thing and the prisoner thing to where they would pay you to house them, and you could put two people per room. So
Mm-hmm.
you have to change your mind to where it can now be revenue generating. And if we go back, I believe some people will agree that we were, like you said in the beginning, we were never taught. We learned trial and error. We learned falling, getting up, messing up. Your car got repoed, so now you know to make your car note, all of that kind of stuff. But America took that and put it on a patriarchal level
Mm.
of your daddy should have taught you this. Your dad, because rich dad, poor dad, it talks
Yeah.
about what you learned from your father. Nobody takes into account what you learn from your mother.
Good
Because the
point.
way you handle money comes from your mom, not your dad. Half of the time, if it was back in the day, they was at work doing making business deals. You was home with your mama.
Yeah. They came home and brought it
But
to mom.
exactly. But you saw how your mom rationed it.
Yep.
You saw how your mom put it away in her little rainy day.
Okay. Coffee
You
can.
saw exactly. You saw how she stretched them clothes. She made sure she bought you good quality so they wouldn't run out quick.
Yeah.
You saw this, but you never took that as a means of handling finance. We think the more money, more money, more money. No, you need wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
You need the discipline to keep it and the wisdom to multiply it.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's so many things you can participate, but for people that are just getting started, my first recommendation is get you a high yield and savings and or a compounded interest account.
Okay.
Put some money in there, forget it exists.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to make money just for sitting there.
Yeah.
It's better than a CD because a CD you obligating 5 years for them to give you 0.5, 1.5 interest, where American Express got a high yield and savings account where they're giving 4 to 5% every year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So if go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say you're absolutely right. And if you also pay attention to a lot of the junk mail that you get, or at least I get,
Mm.
different banks, local banks around here in Ohio, at least, will send you, promotional things. If you open a checking account with a direct deposit of $3,000, we'll give you $200 in 90 days or something like that.
Like,
But
mm-mm.
again, if I have $3,000 just to sit in a bank, it surely is not going to sit in your bank where you're going to give me pennies upon pennies while you
Exactly.
loan those dollars out and make
Exactly.
like that just doesn't make sense for me.
Because the truth of the matter, money really doesn't exist over a certain level. You may have $10 in your pocket, but the bank don't have that. The bank can say we got a valuation of 20 million. There's not 20 million in that bank.
Right.
It's somewhere making money.
hmm hmm That's why they exist.
Exactly.
Yep.
And banks help banks. They don't help people. And when we realize that they're not going to lend personally, they will lend commercially. Because your face don't have to be on that business. It just has to be structured right to where it checks the boxes. They don't know if it's black, white, dog, or cat. Half of the businesses, and we know that some of these businesses fail, half of them are shell accounts. They're not even real,
hmm
but they age and built up a reputation of safety that a bank is saying, well, you've been around 20 years, no good, well, that thing ain't generated no money.
Right.
You've been around 20 years. You got a paydex score of 80 plus. Yeah, we trust you. And you ain't never generated no money in that account.
hmm
It's simple things that I'm finding out now that it's simple. That if we would have known when we were younger, man, we wouldn't even be on this podcast. You know why? Because we'll probably be owning a damn island somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's never too late.
hmm
And right now, if you have good credit, put your credit to use. Get your business set up, structure right. Get you a PG guaranteed business loan. They'll put it in your business name, but use your credit as a pitcher because you're not generating no money in your business.
hmm
They will go off of your personal credit to say you're credit worthy. They would give you at the minimum $50,000.
hmm hmm
I know this for a fact.
hmm
50,000, and then from $50,000 you can take that, make sure you're able to make your payments, but if you structure it right and put it in the right accounts, the money will make the payments for you.
hmm hmm Well, all of what you're saying is absolutely true. The
Mm,
problem that I have with that is trusting the right sources to give
right.
you the right steps to be able to execute the right plan. Now, what
Hmm.
tends to happen is we go to scrolling on social media, we come
TikTok.
across the credit king, right? And they're
Hmm.
going to tell you the same thing. If you got a LLC in this age, then you can go and get $50,000 right now tomorrow. But they're omitting a large part of this
Purposely.
process, right?
Purposely.
And that's where we lack the information to be able to go out and make these plays successfully, right?
Right.
And absolutely, we should 100% make sure that we have it in particular accounts so that the money that we're borrowing, if
Hmm.
we're unable to make those payments, that we can pull from
Be
that to make
realistic.
the payment. That makes sense to me, right?
Makes sense.
Yeah, and like you said, business owners and entrepreneurs have been doing this for years. We're not recreating a wheel. They've
We're
already been
telling
doing
you how to do it.
it.
Right.
Absolutely, but people don't. They hold on to things and they don't want nobody else to know more information than what they know. So
Right.
can you kind of help us, like say for example, the LGBT community right now, right? A
Hmm.
lot of us are entrepreneurs, a lot of us are business owners. How or what would you recommend, right? Because as you stated, you're not a subject matter expert. What would you recommend the steps be to structuring something in that way?
Okay. I
Or
want
is
to
that
make a
too
real
much?
no, no, no. I want to
Okay.
make a real quick disclaimer.
Yeah.
Credit King, that wasn't towards you personal. Just in
Is it a
case
real
if you
person?
decide to what, it is a real person.
Oh man, my bad. I was just making up somebody.
No, he's on TikTok.
Yeah.
You got good content. We love you. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. But you're absolutely right. Because if somebody comes online, it's the is they call it the dang, the education of the Negro. It's a book that's out.
Oh, I think you're breaking up. So while she gets her camera situated and back on board, um, I'm just curious again, in terms of, you ready? I can hear something. I can't hear you.
What
I
about
hear
now?
something. Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, I can't hear you. Give me 1 second.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened.
Yeah, I don't know either. If your screen just
You
went
can't?
blank or black, I can hear you.
Hold on.
So while she's working with fixing up her setup, again, don't fall for the scams and the people who, I got a proven track record. I've done this 100 times. Unless you can physically see, and this person is going to walk you through each step and each phase of the process. Don't just feed me a little bit of smoke in between my patootie and then think that that's or and allow me to think that that's all that it's going to take in order for me to get to the end goal. The end goal is to build and establish healthy credit within my business so that I can thrive and be able to have access to the funds and the finances that I need in order to run said business. It looks like we got the audio back.
Okay. What
Yeah.
about now?
Yes.
Jeez, I swear up and down. I need to upgrade or something.
Yeah.
But I caught the part where you were saying is making sure that things are structured right and
Yeah.
making sure you can show some responsibility because it does require responsibility. If you are looking at these content creators and the first thing they want to show you is the money and the stacks, that's just to get your attention. That doesn't
Yeah.
necessarily mean they can help you get where you need to. And you need to do your due diligence and search their business. Don't just jump on it because they're offering you a $7 course, right? They literally went on Chat GPT or copied it from somebody.
Yeah.
You need to properly structure. You may need to get a list of questions that you can ask the person that you're meeting. Like, for example, what are the various structures for this type of business? That could be a question. If they can't answer it, you don't want them. If you ask somebody about PG versus revenue credit and they can't tell you the difference, you might not want to be there. If they can't tell you about the various trusts and how it'll help you safeguard your business, ladies and gentlemen, let them go. Right? So you have to vet them the correct way. There are some people out there that can truly, truly help you.
Mm-hmm.
Just like now, one of the big things is the credit suite. We kind of talked about this with was it Karonda when we
Yes.
had her on the line. It's a real thing, but depending on who's doing it. Because if they do a credit sweep on your behalf and they're challenging everything on your credit because you were trafficked, and when they come to verify it and you're home safe,
Ah,
you got to be cautious and know what these people are doing in your name.
gotcha. Now, before you can carry on, and that was good information. I appreciate you. Can you elaborate on what a sweeping is? Because there's some people that's listening and
Right.
watching, and they may not understand. When you first said it to me, I don't know what you talk about.
Okay. So credit sweep is a way that they go in and challenge your credit. They're literally sweeping it.
The whole profile.
The whole profile. They would do a mass dispute, but they don't go through Equifax, TransUnion, or Experian. They
Okay.
go through the CFPB and FTC. So now we're on the federal side.
Ah.
And by law, when you make these complaints to those two agencies,
Yeah.
they send a letter out to the credit bureaus to say, nah, block them, block their profile until we figure out what's going on.
Yeah.
That's giving you a window of 30 to 45 days to go do some damage.
And by damage, you mean like if I want to run up a bag, or if I want to run up a card, or if I want to, okay.
Because it literally take your credit from 0 to 700
In a sweep.
in a sweep. It blocks everything, but it's just blocking it.
So so if someone were to pull the credit, are you
They're not
saying,
see anything.
okay. So it's not like a person who just came out of their mom's house and maybe they have an established credit. They just have good credit.
No, so it'll keep your score,
Okay.
but when it removes the negative stuff and all the bad
Uh,
stuff, it's going to shoot your score higher.
gotcha.
So
Gotcha.
that's why you get that instant credit. So
Okay.
it's not always a bad thing. Don't get me wrong. But if you're trying to get a mortgage,
Uh-huh.
mortgages pull a different record. We're going to see it
Okay.
because we're applying for federal aid. So they require, it's different from if you're going to get a car.
Okay.
They don't see a car on there, they don't care. But they're gonna
Yeah.
be like, but they're gonna question like, well, not them, but most like a mortgage is gonna be like, how are you 49 and you ain't never had nothing?
I got you.
So that's the dangers of it because they only give them so many reasons to file on your behalf.
Okay.
And so if you've been trafficked, that's a reason. If you have identity fraud, that's a reason. You have to be some very serious circumstances in order for this to stick.
Okay.
And now they're getting wind that everybody's doing it,
Yeah. So it's
right?
trendy.
It's trending. Not saying it's a bad thing, but it is trending.
Okay.
Okay. So there's credit repair and there's credit restoration. So credit repair is those please say, pay me $199 a month. I'll do this for you. All they're doing is challenging things that you can do yourself.
Yeah.
We're lazy. We don't want to do it. And that benefits some business owners because I'll do it for you.
Yeah. Or we may not know how, right? They may not know that you can go on Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian and dispute certain things or what to dispute. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I would challenge that because we got that good Beyonce internet. There's
gotcha.
nothing you can't find out doing.
Yeah.
If you open up Chat GPT and say, I have this on my credit report, give me some options to help me remove it. Chat GPT gonna spit everything out and give you a letter.
You're right.
It's all about us not being reliant on other people to do it ourselves.
Okay.
Right? So then you got the credit repair, which is taking it bit by bit, and that can take a process. And the same thing with building credit. That's a process. You can destroy it in one stroke,
Yeah.
but it's a process. Even with your business credit, it's a process. I tell any of my clients that get the business package, it's going to take 3 to 6 months to get you your credit and funding, especially if your credit score is horrible. So the financial literacy part that we're trying to bring is 1, you need to find out on your own. 2, don't follow the gimmicks. 3, if you're starting out, start with the basics. You start with your high yield and savings because you need to learn how to be disciplined with it. I wasn't disciplined. I would make money, go boom, boom. As soon as it come in, it was going out.
Yeah.
You have to understand your 401k if you have one. Me personally, I tell everybody, get a Roth. I ain't paying taxes when I get ready to get it. If you don't want a 401k, that's perfectly fine. That's just your job's way. It's still a scam from the government.
Mm-hmm.
But if your job is willing to give you a percentage of it, why
And
not?
match it. Yeah.
Yeah, just why not? When you leave, just tell them you want your money, right?
Mm-hmm.
So get into the space of learning how money works. Because money is it's a tool. It's a vehicle. And you have to know how to operate that vehicle and make it work for you.
Mm-hmm.
I found out how many people that don't even have one credit card. You need one. What if you get into a predicament where you need to be bailed out and you can't call 30 people for $20?
Right.
You should be able to pull that one credit card out that you've been holding and do what you need to do.
Mm-hmm.
Be careful because you can get into debt real quick.
Yeah.
But and I think that's another part is understanding the various types of debt, and we don't have time to go through that. Of
Right.
not debt of credit, so that you'll know how to properly mix your credit report.
Mm-hmm. Good point.
You don't just because you don't have any bills don't mean you need to go out there and get $1,000 car note.
Right.
And we know a lot of young people do it, especially the young military,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
they ain't got no responsibility.
Yeah. And you know
So
what? True
you don't
story.
want to do is
Oh, you, you there?
did it stop?
Yeah, I can't see you at all. While you're getting your visual back on screen, I'm just going to share a transparent moment. So many of you may know I was prior military for 7 years, 8 months, and I think 20 something, 23 or days or so. Anyway, while Jay's fixing her visual, I'm gonna share this story real quick. So true story. I was in the military. I think it's my first duty station. And at this point, I'm what in my 24, 20, 20 24, 24, 25. And I am at my first duty station, and all I have is my LES with the leave and earning statement, I think is what it's called. Anyway, long short, I was making decent money. It wasn't, the best, but it was okay. I was just myself, just responsible for myself. Go to the car lot, all I have is a LES. The man sold me a car only purely solely because I was a member of the military and they knew I had to pay my bills. That's it. At that point, I don't know what my credit was. It was more than I don't even know. I don't even know if I even knew about credit at that age. Um, what I do remember is I don't even think I had money in my pocket. I believe the guy had to go take the car down the street to put gas in it for me because I didn't even have money to put gas in it. So you're absolutely right in that military people are usually the ones who are getting taken advantage of, and it's solely again just because of you know these vendors or these establishments know that military personnel are held to a different standard, and that standard is they're gonna definitely pay their bills. They got to, right? Whether they want a security clearance now, later, or at some point, or they don't want their chain of command coming after them for any disciplinary action. So that is 100% true. I'm gonna say, Jay, I see you, but do you want to come back on the stage? Up, you went away. So I'm gonna keep talking until you get your visual back up. So we apologize for the interruption in tonight's show, but we seem to be having some technical difficulties with Jay's audio and visual, and while she works that out, we're just going to continue to move on. So excuse me. Uh, Money and how we identify like what our financial decisions should be looking like, what the how and what we reflect our values on in terms of activism and community support. Now, for me locally, I live again here in Ohio, and there's lots of companies and businesses that do business with LGBT companies who are LGBTQIA alliances, and who like to incorporate more people within the community in their business relationships, right? Whether it's business to business or consumer to business. So there's people locally to you, I'm sure, that are open to doing business with LGBTQIA. So learning more about what it is that they offer within those different establishments And they're all different, right? A credit union is not going to have the same um, products, if you will, that a actual bank is going to have. So it would depend on what it is that you need in terms of your long goal, in terms of who you might seek out first, right? It looks like she's popping back up. So make sure that you again do your due diligence in terms of connecting and reaching out to those resources in your own neighborhood first, in terms of what it is that you need, and start building those relationships. Can you hear me, Jay? I can't hear you. I can't hear nothing. So while you work on the audio, again, again, it depends on what your financial needs are. But the one of the best advice that we've spoken about tonight on tonight's episode is operating or setting up yourself, your family, as a corporation, as a business entity, and conducting business as such. And as Jay mentioned earlier, right now, right in this fourth quarter of 2025, credit is king. And as she said, by 2030, I believe we're moving, or is projected to be moving, towards the other end of the pendulum, which is cash will be king. Right. So we want to position ourselves and make sure strategically that we're already in place, not getting in place. That's very important. If you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. So I'm going to check back in with you. How's your audio coming along? No. All right. So we're gonna wait till she fixes the audio. We'll go on to the next one. So breaking the cycles, right? Again, in the LGBTQ community, it's not that all of us were not given access to, or had the ability to have conversations in terms of finances within our own household, right? Some of us have. And what we didn't learn as young adults or young kids at some point or some time in life, excuse me, you have to take accountability for what it is that you need for yourself and for your family, right? What do I mean by that? So that means that I need to take responsibility of making sure that me and my household fully understand what it is for our financial goals and where we want to be as a family, as a unit, within the first year and 5 years. And we can go out even as to 10 years, right? But if you stay in a place where you're progressively trying to be better, get better, you'll get there. I think I hear you. Oh, no. Right. So that's one way that we can continue to have these conversations, so that we are genuinely breaking those cycles that are not serving us, especially not the best versions of ourselves, right? I think we could all agree that we could always use more financial literacy, not just in our homes, but in our community as well. All right, she says she can't hear anything anymore. All right, so it looks like she's popped back up. Are you by chance on your phone this time, or are you by chance on your phone this time, or no? You can't hear me? I hear something. All right. So wealth building on our terms, right? So investing, side hustles, digital income streams, and how those things align with freedom and your lifestyle that you desire to have. me personally, I have ventured into the digital marketing space. What does that mean for me, right? So I've been able to purchase a course, right? And within that course, or the name of the vehicle of that course is DWA, Digital Wealth Academy. And within that course, there's several different modules. Those modules will teach you anything from Instagram, stories, reels, carousels. It teaches you how to build engagement, know, like, and trust. All of those, there's so many things within this course that either one of many things you can do, right? There's 11 to 13 different means or streams of income that you can make through this product, right? Hold on, she says, I cannot connect. I'll post in the comments on resources. All right, so she's unable to connect for some reason, right? But I'll go through the next couple of bullet points that I have outlined for tonight, and then we'll have Joy submit some of the resources that she had. And what we may do is actually rerun this show. In fact, that's probably the best. So let me finish my talking point for this, and then we'll end this show, and then we'll pick up once we get her audio and visual back online. So again, Digital Wealth Academy is a digital asset, right? So it's a means for me to be able to use AI, artificial intelligence, to be able to either create my own package, or I can sell someone else's package that's already done for you, right, so to speak. And again, with anything that is done for you, you want to make sure that there is value in that, right? If it is value in that, people are going to utilize it or want it anyway, right? So you're just the vehicle that is offering that information to people by the means of utilizing social media. And in utilizing social media is how you attract people to your page and spark interest, start having conversations, and introduce them to the information. Now, I will say this. Once you have the information, it's up to you if you choose to move forward. It's not a get rich quick scheme. There's work that you have to do. But if you're willing to do the work, you can make a solid and passive income. What I've done, and I'll link, actually, I'm going to link my page here. It's an IG page at that's my IG page. And I think I also have a YouTube page. But my point in saying that is once you direct people to your page, then you're able to have more conversations in terms of what it is that vehicle houses and how many different options or opportunities you have in order to make an income. And that's the key. Removing your 9 to 5 job for good and replacing it with other means of income. We don't have to rely on a W-2 to be able to have a life, at least a comfortable life. There's people out here making millions, thousands of dollars, hundreds of dollars a day. How much of the work are you willing to put into in order to get there? It's really up to you. There's nothing that myself or my co-host will be able to offer. And PLR, yeah, private label resell is where you can put your name, make your alterations to fit the audience that you're serving, and then they can take part in the product that you've provided. Again, all of these things, whether it is something that you've created yourself, if it's master resale rights of something that someone else you're selling on their behalf and you're collecting a commission, all of which you would want to be able to add value to that person's life and transform that so that they are able to come back when you have other things that will provide a service for them. Absolutely, it's going to replace your income. Again, I am one of the resources, right? And Jay, if you can still hear me, and you're able to, I'm not sure if you're selling any courses or any services, any ebooks or anything of that nature. If you are, we're going to leave that information in the chat, right? Again, if you would set up a call, it is free. If you want to set up a call with me to look inside of DWA, see what the value is of it. For me, I knew right away that this was a tool that I was going to be able to utilize to replace my 9 to 5. It's discipline and consistency that is going to get you to where you need to be in order to replace that 9 to 5. So I'm going to end on that note. If there's anything else, again, that any of you guys need, make sure, you leave a note in the comment, DM us. We will gladly get back to you with any questions. What I think we'll do, and I'll talk to Jay, is we're going to redo the financial literacy for queer folks. And then if we can maybe even get a guest on to help us navigate this conversation with more details in terms of products and services that will help the LGBTQ community, then we'll do that. Okay. All right. So that is all for tonight. I am going to end tonight's show. Again, thank you so much. Keep a regal mindset, and we'll see you next week.